Watch and burn.
Hey everyone. So tonight I want to discuss the Horrorpops first one for Hellcat Records. The Horrorpops would be sort of a Hellcat record mainstay for a while, but the only record of theirs that I ever loved was the first one here, and that is of course Hell Yeah. This was released via Hellcat Epitaph back in, I believe, 2004. Yeah, it was right around there because I remember my girlfriend at the time didn't know what Psychobilly was. And when I bought this and she heard it, she was like, holy fuck, what the hell is this? And it was like, I remember the first time that I'd heard Psychobilly with like how fast the bass was and how it sounded like this old like rockabilly shit like from way back when, but this shit was on steroids. It was on speed, you know? So it was really exciting. And I bought this record based off, oh Christ. What track of theirs from this was on, I think it was Give 'Em the Boot 3 they were on? Well, anyways, it was as the result of me buying whatever the current Give 'Em the Boot was. It definitely wasn't Give 'Em the Boot 1 or Give 'Em the Boot 2. I think it was Give 'Em the Boot 3, possibly 4, wherever it was, whatever Give 'Em the Boot that was released around 2004. It had a Horrorpops track on it, and that is how I discovered them. Fuck, now I'm not sure. I really don't remember. It was one of them, that's for sure. It was on Give 'Em the Boot 4, Where They Wander, which is next to What's Under My Bed, Mistake, Ghouls, Julia, and Emotional Abuse. Where They Wander is just about my favorite song. I guess I shouldn't have named like 5 other songs from the record though then, because Where They Wander has some fucking kick-ass oohs and ahs in it. But Mistake was absolutely rad off this. It was like the single. Mistake was the single as far as I was concerned, and was sort of underused. It's an incredibly catchy song, and it's an incredibly fun, and not to mention incredibly accessible Psychobilly song that I felt could have used more radio airplay at this point. Because right around this time, 2004, was sort of the last of the good years for the record industry maintaining complete and utter control of their products. I know technically with Napster back in 99 through the early 2000s, it struck a major blow to their power structure, but they managed to recapture a huge chunk of it despite things like BearShare and LimeWire and what was that other one I used to use a lot? It was WinMX or some shit, I think. I think it was WinMX. It doesn't matter. But in 2004, the record industry still had the lion's share of the control of the music that they still expected everybody to buy. And so I felt like Mistake could have probably shifted more copies of this record, but that song just never really caught on, and I thought it was a complete waste. But anyways, this record is badass. Of course, Patricia Day, who is the lead vocalist and bass player for this band, she is, or was at this point, I don't know if her and Necroman from the Necromantics are still married, but at this point they were, and he is responsible for the construction of her rather large but totally fucking badass bass. And so I liked that it's tied into the Necromantics, even though I never really loved the Necromantics. They have their moments, like Where Do Monsters Go and Who Killed the Cheerleader, which, if I'm not mistaken, Who Killed the Cheerleader was on Give 'Em the Boot 3 or 4. I can't remember which. But anyways, I like a few songs from the Necromantics, so I think it's very cool that the Horrorpops are tied into them. This is their best record for me. I found that even as their second one was released with Bring It On, I found that they weren't able to recapture the sort of fire and the intensity and the honesty that this record, or that they were able to sort of bottle up on this record. It just seems like, I kind of feel the same way about Tiger Army that I do about the Horrorpops. Tiger Army's first record is absolutely essential. And then with every subsequent release, they're less and less essential. So really with the Horrorpops and Tiger Army, their first records are absolutely vital. And then it's sort of hit or miss, I guess. Totally miss for me, but maybe you guys love them and I'm an idiot, whatever. But yeah, look, oh motherfucker, this is 5:30. So I'm going to stop talking about the Horrorpops' absolutely badass and fucking perfect sounding debut for Hellcat/Epitaph, that is hell yeah. Like always, if you like this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody, but most importantly, don't forget that the world is a better place because you are in it. Unless you're like a serial killer or some shit, in which case you suck, and I hope you die a slow, horrible death. But everybody else, the world is a better place because you're in it. Just not serial killers and people that are mean to animals. Fuck you. Have a good night. Well, I guess maybe not just animals, children and people and trees and whatever. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe. And we will see you guys really soon.